Welcome to an episode of Inner Work Guides, Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. I'm your host, John H. Reed III. Let's get to it. Sustainable Transmutations, Introduction, Part 3. At the core of everything, there is, in Hermetic terminology, a palace, a space, that is a nexus containing both heaven and earth, or the non-physical and physical reality. In alchemical literature, this palace is also termed a quintessence. As I understand it, the quintessence is a fifth element, the original element, having an unperturbable homeostasis because of the perfectly balanced existence of the four elements within it. Indeed, it gives birth to these four elements and uses them to conceal itself. The alchemist works in reverse to make a physical analog from the four elements derived from the matter being worked on in his lab, thus creating a seat for the divine presence. It is, for me, analogous to the Ark of the Covenant, a physically tangible place where the spirit of divinity, also known as the Shekhinah or Alchemical Arcanum, resides. The quintessence is the space through which the spirit or arcanum of the matter speaks to you and imparts its wisdom. Every plant and mineral has an arcanum, as do animals, that can be accessed and utilized to learn from. What makes alchemical preparations unique is that this experience is accomplished without using psychoactive compounds. Properly confected alchemical products are unique in that they alone afford a means to act as catalysts during hermetic esoteric practices, to make reliable and repeatable contact with the arcanum during active session work and dreams. If one is doing session work, the alchemical oblations made by their guide are more than adequate. If one intends to use the products for initiatic purposes, then at the very least, they need to make by their own hands their PS7 or PS7s. PS7 products are used as spiritual chelators and carriers for the advanced products obtained from one's guide. To learn more about Hermetic initiation, please go to innergarden.org. The quintessence exists in an occulted state in all physical matter and may be made more corporealized through various operations in the alchemical laboratory. To call alchemical products mere extracts, tinctures, or essences is inappropriate. They are so much more, nor should the standard spagyric herbal products available today be called alchemical. They are an ersatz compared to an authentic alchemical product. The proof is in the final product. It has to display specific physical characteristics described by erstwhile adepts and produce particular effects when ingested, or it is not an alchemical product. In the Alchemical Gnosis section that we'll get into after Sustainable Transmutations, I'll go into deeper detail about the physical characteristics one should look for in an alchemical product and detail some of my early and later experiences using these types of products for Hermetic inner work. The majority of people who use these products within the paradigm of Hermetic practice and meditation have the following experiences. The first is what I call stirring the silt. Inner work is about bringing into the light those things long held in the shadows and buried. Many use the analogy of taking a stick and churning up the silt on the bottom of a riverbank for this process. They also begin to dream intensely, especially people who claim never to dream or remember their dreams. Their dreams can become quite lucid. Their perspective begins to change. What they had once seen as adversity, they start to see as an invitation to open the door to a more profound expression of themselves. After a period of practice, Close friends and family begin to remark how much they have changed, especially their levels of empathy and communication. Persons following the traditional precepts concerning Hermetic initiation, which again can be acquired by going to innergarden.org, will have extremely lucid initiatic dreams at the start of their use of their PS7s, which continue in depth and intensity with higher levels of alchemical products. You might have noticed the picture of the flask containing a liquid for this episode's picture. That is the quintessence of honey that I've been working on. It took over a year to produce. It's not just a quick thing that one can do, and it's rather detailed work. What I have found in using this product is that my energy levels are greatly increased. I feel more robust and healthy. Libido is increased dramatically. And, of course, I am dreaming much more intensely when using it. I want to stress that these type of products are not candy. They're not something that can just be handed out. They need to be used under the supervision of an experienced Hermetic guide, lest they start to mess with your mind in a way that a lot of people are not prepared for. I mean, you get a quintessence of honey or a quintessence of chamomile or a quintessence of rosemary, and you kind of think, well, this is just a honey product, a chamomile product, or a rosemary product. And again, alchemical products are so much more than that. The effects these products have and how they catalyze your inner experience is something that is hard to explain. Although once we get into past the last part of the introduction, which will be next week, I will begin to explain what had happened to one particular client that I had worked with quite lengthy, and detail their experiences, which I think a lot of you will find quite interesting and enlightening. Again, remember that we will be hosting a 6-week live group session on Wednesdays from April 3rd, 2024 to May 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The online group session will be hosted on Zoom, and its total cost is $150 for all 6 weeks. Sign up now to reserve your spot. Successful completion of the course will allow you to acquire session time in 12-week blocks at $1,000 per block. Okay, I look forward to next week's final part of the introduction, and then moving on into a detailing the experiences a client has had. Thank you for listening to this episode of Inner Work Guides, Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. Don't forget to subscribe. Contact me by writing to theinnerworkguide@gmail.com. Go to my website, innerwork.guide. Create an account to get on the mailing list. Read the blog and listen to the podcast. Click on the donate button to support my work.